Hello, I'm Greg Funfgeld, and we're coming to you again today from Heckwelder House, here in Bethlehem, the offices of the Bach Choir. And I have a wonderful guest here today, Kelly Rocchi. Kelly actually was a member of the Bach Choir for a couple of years and was a wonderful alto and a great colleague and friend. Kelly is the choral director at Nazareth High School. And this moment of comfort today features 3 of her ensembles singing 3 different pieces of music. Before we hear about that, I'm just going to ask Kelly to tell us a little bit about herself, her background, where she studied.
Sure. Well, first I have to say thank you for having me here. It's been a very challenging year, and I have had so many people that I've reached out to who have offered support and advice, and you were one of them, so thank you for having me here.
Okay.
So I went to Penn State University a long time ago, and I majored in music education. I was a piano major, and I luckily got a fantastic job at Nazareth, as you mentioned. So I've been there since 2005, and I used to do the middle school and high school choral programs, but luckily a couple years ago I just took on the high school program. So I have several choirs at the high school, and I also teach piano electives and music theory electives, and it's just a really great spot to be, and I enjoy it.
Good, wonderful. Now you have children of your own.
I do. I have twins.
Are you teaching them piano?
I am. Thank you for asking. They are fighting me on it, but I'm making them play, so far so good.
Good, excellent. Good luck with that.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, you and I both know hundreds of people have said to us, I used to take piano and I stopped and I wish I had never given it up.
Yes.
So if any of you are watching,
yes.
Keep practicing the piano and keep playing.
Yes.
Now, tell us about the choirs at Nazareth. Tell us about your program at Nazareth.
Sure. So, I don't want to be negative, but before COVID came along, things were really cooking at Nazareth. We had over 120 students in the program at the high school. We have our Come All Choir, which is the concert choir, and then we have our select treble group, the Nightingales, and we have a select SATB group called Cantus. We also have some a cappella groups, and those are wonderful because I have students direct them. They pick out all the music, they run all the rehearsals, they direct at the concert. So that's wonderful because I just kind of watch them do their thing. So yes, everything was going really well, and then COVID hit, but I think we did the very best we could this year with what we had.
Well, I think that's true, Kelly. I think you've been very creative, and you're an indefatigable person. You're a force of energy and light and life and someone to be reckoned with. And
thank you.
I admire what you do. And all of us are so pleased when we see young people singing. And not just singing, but singing well, taking on challenging repertoire. And that's great. Now, Kelly's choir has been part of our Bach Choir family concerts. We've done on a number of occasions what we call a youth choir festival, and we bring in usually 4 choirs, and Kelly's choir has been with us twice. And just tell us a little bit about how the kids felt about that experience.
It was pretty neat. The first time around, you had them learn, I forget what piece, but it was a piece by Bach, and it was very challenging.
Oh, the Motet Lobatain Hair.
Yes, yep. Yes. So we worked our way through it, and I believe you came and worked with them, and I tried to get them to understand how this was a pretty big deal and a great honor to be performing with the Bach Choir of Bethlehem. So it was neat. And then the second time, we were just talking about it, you had this idea to partner together people who do music but do it in very different ways. And we were partnered up with a wonderful woman named Camille Armstrong, and she is a body percussionist, beatboxer, complete opposite from what I normally do. And she came in and worked with my students, and they loved her. And our final product for that performance was pretty great. And you were all talking to me about it a few minutes ago. So I'm glad that it's still resonating with people.
Yeah. Well, one of the highlights for me too, I mean, all those different collaborations, but we did Zadok the Priest, that great coronation anthem by Handel. And the kids don't often get to sing pieces like this with a full professional orchestra, and just the look on their faces. I mean, it's an experience that they remember for a long time.
It just gave me goosebumps thinking about it, actually. It was pretty amazing.
Well, now tell us about this moment of comfort. We're going to hear 3 pieces. Just give us a little introduction.
I love that you call it moment of comfort, and I talked to my students about this, and we watched several of your episodes, and yes, young people need to sing and they need music in their lives, and I've always felt that, but this year really proved it to me. I've had so many of my singers, I don't want to get emotional, but say to me, music has saved me this year. And it has been so challenging for everybody, but especially these high schoolers who are trying to learn through a computer and all the pressure that they have on them already. So yes, it was very challenging, but the good that came out of it was worth the challenge. So the first piece that we did is by Johann Sebastian Bach. It's his Domine Deus, and this is my treble choir, and it's a 2-part piece of music, but it is challenging. And you probably have experienced this if you've been conducting with a mask. I have completely lost all of my ability to teach them because it's covered up. So all of the things with vowels and puckering the lips and pronouncing the Latin was so challenging, but we figured it out, and I think our finished product was pretty good. And then our second piece is from Cantus, the Select SATB, and they're singing Salmo 150, another Latin piece, but it's by a Brazilian composer, so it definitely has a more rhythmic feel to it. Very fast. Really love hearing my low basses hit that low A. And then finally, we have concert choir, which is again my come all choir. Nobody has to audition. Anybody can join. And this group took quite the hit in numbers this year. Usually we have over 70 students in the come all choir, and we dropped down to 30. And then our hybrid learning model, where I saw half the kids on one day and half the kids on the other, oh my goodness. So very challenging, but I think that's the group that I was the most proud of, because they really were terrified at first, but we came into our own. So they finished with Tres Cantos, and it's 3 songs from an indigenous Indian tribe in Brazil. And it's just a really fun piece to sing. And it doesn't really mean anything. It's just these sounds that the arranger collected from Brazil. It's really fun.
Well, I'm so grateful that you took this on and that you were willing to create this moment of comfort for us. And these moments of comfort really have been moments of comfort for lots of people of all ages and all over the country and around the world. So thank you for adding to this gift that we try to give, and thank you for fighting the good fight and keeping things going.
You too.
In the midst of all this. I mean, we've all tried as best we can to do what we could. And so bless you, Kelly, and now we're going to enjoy listening to your kids.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Acho, hahare, acho sore.